Yeah, earlier we saw we had reversal. We were passing a string, and that string we were reversing. Then we had a higher order function, save string of. To this we were passing one string, then a function which takes string as the input and return type is string, right? And if s is not equal to null, we were doing f of s, else yes. That's what we were doing. And when we were calling save of string, we were saying Scala, then we were passing reverser. This function we were passing. This is what we were doing. But in the previous example, we saw that we need not have this function at all. We can directly pass the literal. So the same thing we can be done in the higher order function also. So we can directly pass it here. This is the definition. Instead of passing here, we will say we are directly passing, defining the function here itself. The body is defined here itself.
But some validation will be not happen.
Yeah, the validation is this. This will not happen. So you can have the same thing here. Here we can have if s equal to null.
That is part of the
This is not equal to null. S dot reverse. S dot reverse. Yes.
So the same thing we are writing. We are getting rid of that extra function name. Instead of that, we are writing the definition here itself. This is the use of function literal. You need not define one more function. We are defining the body here itself. So the same thing applies because in Scala, anywhere Scala or Scala based applications, most of the code we will see will be in this fashion. So you will now understand what this code is.
promote their battery, laptop battery, not charging. Not charging.
What about that? It's showing red?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again we have bidder. Okay, I done. What we did is save string of, right? We passed Scala. Then what we did is string is equal to s dot reverse. So again, this is a shortcut. We got rid of the intermediate function definition. Then we can get rid of this also. Data type is not required because we are saying that it is a string here, and the same thing is passed inside our definition of this. So you need not require this also. So finally, we can get rid of this also. So for each parameter, there will be a placeholder. So you can directly say dot underscore is a placeholder for the parameter. If you are passing one parameter, that will be mapped to this underscore. If you are
So here we need to give the definition, right?
no, the definition is, this is how we call the function. The definition is there. And the definition is nothing but string. Then this is the definition. Then we do f of s or else. Yes. This was the definition. And this is how we call that function. First we got rid of the actual intermediate, directly passed the
reverse as right?
That is
Calling the function,
right?
why are you calling reverse?
reverse actually. The method, string method on reverse. This is a string actually. There is a method for the string reverse.
Dot f you have to call. You have to call dot f.
No, R-E-V-E
No.
R-S-E.
Reverse is a general method, okay? According to this save string, right? F is the method you are calling inside, right?
No.
Yeah, this will map to this. The definition we are putting here itself.
You said definition can be done here in this. In the definition you can do all this stuff, right? That's what you did.
No, by calling itself we can provide the definition. That is nothing but these things. Okay, let me go back once again. We had reversal, right? Def reversal which takes string and then it returns s dot reverse. Right? This is what we have. Reverse function which does the string reverse. Then we had def save string operation which takes string, then takes a function of type string input and return type as string. Then what it does is, if s is not equal to null, do f of s, else just return yes. This is what we are doing. Now we need to call this function. Initially how we did? Save string of, we did calling this function, second parameter as reverse. This is the reversal.
Reversal.
Right? So again this will be executed here.
But reversal needs an argument, right?
No, this is a function variable. So it is called later. That function is passed here. This is a function variable. If we see my double, it had data type as int to int, and we assigned the double actually. And double had a int x star 2. This is the way we defined, right? So then we could say my double, and we pass the actual value. The same way here, the reversal we are passing as a function, and it will execute it here inside this function. It will be executed. This will be executed, right? Now we got rid of reversal. Right? We got rid of these things. We directly use the literal here. We said s dot
It's colon string.
it takes s as the string, s dot reverse. We directly got rid of that intermediate function and we wrote s dot reverse.
Here, this is both the definition and also the call. We are doing the same thing.
Same thing here.
right?
Yeah.
It's not a
This is the
definition also there.
parameter being passed and the body of the function. That's all. Now we can get rid of string also because of the data type that the compiler comes to know about it. So we can directly say input is this, output is this. So and again we can get rid of s also by saying underscore. For every parameter there is a placeholder. So that placeholder you can place it. If there are two parameters, if you are in the body, if I are having two underscores, first parameter will be the first underscore and second parameter will be the second underscore. Here we are doing s dot reverse. So this is how it works.
So that's how.
Yeah. So let's move ahead, right? Yeah, the placeholder is nothing but the parameters. So this is what makes Scala a bit cryptic.
The underscore dot, what are purpose we can use?
This is one purpose, placeholders. One was like in the pattern matching, it can hold anything. In case of import, you do in Java you do import dot start, right? Dot star in Java, but you can do import dot underscore. So it means it will import all the libraries inside this, the previous mentioned library, all the classes or functions inside this library. So based on the context, the underscore definition differs. It's based on the context.
Based on the requirement we can use that.
Yeah.
These are subjects which you are using, like same string of but one side will so
Yeah, if you are writing this function, right? No, I'm saying if yourself you are writing this function, then you know what is higher.
But the
If
other
it is not, then it's a bit cryptic. By working on these functions, you will come to know. You need
very
to
tough to understand what where
right. It's very cryptic. It will be it's very tough. These are hierarchies.
First class is passing as
First class functions are called first class because functions are objects, and we are passing here the function. We are assigning function. We can return from this function, right? From this function, you can return a function as data type. In that case, it could be like int. The return type of this function will be some function. So that makes function as a first class citizen. It could be independently written as a literal where we did the same thing. We passed as a function, we assigned it as to some other variable. So all these things could be done with the function. That's the reason functions are called first class citizens. And they are based on the objects. Pure objects. Scala is much more pure than as an object oriented, much more pure than Java. So that this function here. So if we see here the next examples, we have multiple parameters. The second function takes int of int comma int, the function variable. Function variable input is int comma int and return is int, the data type. And what we are passing, it does a multiplication and gives it to the result. Because first placeholder is for first parameter, second placeholder is for the second parameter. Similarly for the third.
can we use something like function which returns double? We use 3 parameters.
Yeah.
Then we get the dot.
Yeah, next example if we see, the triple operation is simple. We are passing int, 3 ints and returning an int. we are passing 3 int and returning as int. The definition what we are giving is arithmetic operation. Next we are using the same thing as a generic function. The first were only int functions, it cannot take any other data types. Now if you want to make a function generic so that it takes any data type, so here we are saying a comma b as the function's data type. We are passing a with some data type, b with the same data type, and c also with the same data type. The return of the function variable is some other data type. So it differs based on what operations you are doing. So in case of normal arithmetic operation, star and plus, it will always return an int. So the data type we have specified as int and int. So now when we come divide by, there is a divide by, so
Pramod, wait 1 minute. In 1257 live, you
well,
passed only 2 data types, right?
no, this is the data type of different data types. See, the definition of the triple was it can take 2 different data types.
Only 2.
Yeah,
Oh,
2 different data types. Sorry,
okay.
A and B, and here A and B are same.
Okay. Take input as A data type, output as
Not
data type is B data type.
No, not written. That's the way it is defined. It could be A as one parameter, B could be one parameter. Anything, any combination. Yeah. Any combination. But here it is defined. The return type is B.
Always second variable will be return type. Like that or?
No, nothing like
it
that.
will be different.
The second parameter here could be B. The return type could be again A.
That's all. Oh,
Yeah, anything. So this function operates on 2 different data types, we can say. But when we are defining, we are taking both as int.
When we call the function, we need to give that data type beside the address. Here we give an int.
Yeah, this right. This is again redundant. We can get rid of these things because Scala will imply from the operations what you are doing.
Okay. The functions we are giving the input and we are giving the operations.
Operations.
And,
Yeah. So Scala compiler will infer for you. Again, this is redundant. So if you see, we are saying int comma double because the return operation will be some double because we are doing divide by operations. So obviously it will be some double return type. Then we are having int and boolean. Yeah.
In triple of operation, we need to take int and double, and we are doing the operation as divided by. Because only int and int, you should do the operation double divided by.
We may get int only.
Only.
Yeah.
It won't return double.
Yeah, that's fine, right? Double is a superclass of int.
But how about that parameters, not parameters? Reminders and the row you won't get some.
No, it is since int, we don't care of the double.
But we may require that.
No, then you need to specify double. Yeah.
take a string also.
Anything. Any operation, but you need to define what operations you are making. If you are doing plus, it will concat that and return the back. If you are doing star 2, it will append it 2 times and return the string. So A comma B is nothing but you can specify any data type, but make sure that the operation is good enough to supporting data type.
How that Boolean operation will help you?
No, actually it will do this plus this, the second operator plus third operator. Then it will check whether first operator is
So
less
the
than
priority is comes under plus.
yeah, plus is having the highest priority. Yeah, partially if you see, the main reason of partial order functions are like reusability of the code. We are having the same triple, inside that we are specifying different kinds of operation. Single function and different type of operation itself we are specifying in the parameter itself.
Can you explain the 1245 again?
1245. This one? So again here we are passing like three
Integers?
normal variables, then a function variable, which takes again those three input as the parameter and returns an int parameter. So the definition is nothing but f of, we are applying that function on the past parameter.
That is the function name.
If the definition of the function is nothing but we are applying that function. There is no definition you need to provide when you call the function, the higher order function. When you call that function, you need to specify the body of the function. That's the literals we spoke about. And that body will be replaced with this. Means this will be replaced with the body. Whatever body we are, this is the body we are giving, right? This is the body we are calling. No, I can't hear you.
We declare a function variable.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, this one, right? F of function variable. Okay.
how we are using in the second when we call the function.
No, here we are actually defining the body of the function. So it's the same thing. We got rid of one by one here, right? We are just giving underscore dot reverse. We got rid of all the intermediate. So here we could have done triple op, right? Triple op, we had x int, y int, z int. Then we have f is a function which takes int, comma, int, then returns int, right? And the definition is f of x, comma, y, comma, z. This was our function. So what we can do is define operation x, comma, x int, y int, z int is equal to x star y plus z. So this, and when we are calling this triple operation, we say it as 10, 20, 30, 30 and will pass op. Op is nothing but this is what we are doing, right? This is what we were doing. But earlier examples we saw that we could get rid of these things. We can directly say here x star y plus z. So also we said that we can directly use underscore star plus underscore. We can get rid of the parameters also. So the same thing we are doing there.
And you can put OP also.
Yeah, OP also, but we need to define what is OP.
That is your
Yeah.
Why we need a function variable and why we need to declare the x as a int, y as a int?
Combination is coming.
I-
Why require combination function as well as
Defining
separate?
function variable.
Right.
Still we need a this one x equal x is int, y int, z.
We need. No, I didn't get the question.
We defining
First
x
you
equal
declare-
int is a int, right?
This is the one. Okay.
Then why we need that function variable also?
No, we are operating on this using this function. Here you can specify anything. any operation. Now, suppose you want to think we don't have this thing, okay? We don't have this and we are returning int. Fine? We are returning int. What we were doing is, the definition is x star y plus z. Fine? Now we want to do x divided by y divided by z. So we need to again code it here, right? X divided by y divided by z. Val z1, val z2. So instead of coding multiple times for everything what you need, you can directly pass that as a function. The definition itself will be that whatever operation you want to make, call that this function with the definition of the function. It could be, that function will be evaluated.
So you can say that if you specify that f of a comma b comma c, then you can specify the definition also during the runtime.
Right, not runtime, like
Like
writing on the fly. On the fly, yeah.
On the-
The definition itself is passed.
See, if we define a function, there are 3 arguments.
Right.
Okay, and if you define a function only with 2 arguments.
Yeah. No, it is all depends on what you want to do with that. Like we can take string
Okay.
function which takes string and returns string. Okay. This is the function that takes string. What we are doing is we are taking x to string, y to string. Then we are doing f of x. Whatever we want to do.
So first is assigned as integer, then we change it to string.
Yeah, whatever we want to do here,
Then we can call anywhere as a
anything. It depends on.
For this condition, if you want to write a one-liner, I want to call the function, it will not work, right? So all the way you are doing something.
Yeah.
If we call it triple output.
Yeah, you cannot do one liner. We have to put the definition in a block. The same thing we have to do x to string in the parameter itself.
Understood, but how does it match one to one? I mean, see, the last example is what you have shown, right? 3 inputs, function. And you call the function straight away and you didn't do anything, function was taken care of automatically. Okay?
So it depends on what you are passing here as the to the function.
For this case, you cannot call a one-liner, right? Of course. Got the function.
But you can write definition. You can.
I mean, see, even if you write and assume, you are modifying x dot string, y dot string. But what
That
will
modify-
go into the function?
Yeah, that modify also will be passed as the body. The function, whatever you are writing as a literal, as a parameter, when we call this, right? Triple of scala, what is this?
Okay. So you
Then
have to write this inside
20,
this function so that
30. Here itself will say definition of the function. Here x dot to string, then f of x. Here itself we define the function. We have to do this here itself. The body is replaced here. We write the body here itself.
no. For the example 1 to 4 file, where are we writing function? We are not writing function at all, right?
1, 2, and this is the one you are saying.
No. Yeah, 1 to 4 file, yeah.
The function is nothing, it takes input parameter. So the body is this, what it does with this. See, you can do,
F of ABC is a definition, is it?
yeah, f of, you can just do this, f of AB, then you need to modify it here. We are only taking the 2 parameters.
Error.
Yeah, these are all higher order functions. Most of the Spark or Scala applications, you will see these kind of lines. So we have one example, I think.
Can you see some more examples?
Yeah, here is the one. See here, line 1134. With function literal blocks. Invoking higher order function with function literal blocks. So here we are having not a single liner, but we have a definition that takes all these. This is our definition. We have defined safe operation string. We are passing the string and actually the function, and f is f of s. What is f of s? We are defining it as and when we are calling the function. We are taking as, doing some operation, current, minute, seconds, taking the first 24. Take is like take first 24 characters from that string and doing an uppercase.
So the second parameter is a function body.
Yeah, the second, this is a function body. Whatever earlier we had just a single line, right? X underscore star underscore star y, sorry, plus underscore. These were the single lines. We have usually your body will be much bigger, so you can directly write the body here. That is the whole literal block.
Can you try this example in diagonal?
In?
Practically.
Yeah, we
Can
can.
try one.
So we got some random UUID.
Already installed this software virtual body. Now you have to where is this one? You need to route to the very popular
It is just doing the uppercase here. We are doing nothing. We are getting that time, taking the first 24 characters, adding something current time, and to that time we are doing just an uppercase. Just wanted to show multiple lines or a block of literal. not just a single line literal, but a block of literals. It will work.
When I execute it one by one.
Yeah. This is one operation. Created a val UUID.
Simultaneously we cannot do it.
No, we can do. Yeah. This arrow, you need to make sure that these things are not there. So if you see, I copied it from here. So these things also came. So I have to remove that. So you want to take break?
Yeah.
We can take break.
Now how we load it into the first to copy those images because it was in no, and he's already using it. He just because but it's saying that
There is somebody that is connecting to short. We are going to walk on
That's